I want to talk about goals because this is a problem that a lot of men are faced with, setting goals and never achieving their goals. And I used to be like this, so I can totally relate, right? I've been in a position where I'll always be consistently setting goals and never achieving any of the goals. Until, let's say, the last or just over a year, I put certain goals in place and I started to not only achieve those goals, but I achieved them in a shorter amount of time, which allowed me to set more goals, and I kept achieving in a quicker amount of time, right? Or shorter amount of time, I should say. So more or less, I wanted to help you not only achieve the goal, but achieve it in a shorter amount of time. And I'm going to share exactly what worked for me, how I went from a person who was never able to achieve any goals to achieving multiple different goals. And I just want to share that exact strategy that I personally use. I use it till this day, and this is what helps me, keep always leveling up, setting the bar higher, leveling it up. And look, being a man in your 30s, you're literally in a position now where you can rewrite that next chapter of your life. You know more or less what you want out of life, and it's all about setting those goals and achieving them. So it might be, for example, you want to upgrade your career. So you want a career that pays a lot better. Maybe you want to do some sort of work that's more purposeful. Maybe you want to learn some skills, right? Which will maybe help you get that better job. Maybe you want to always start a business of some sort, maybe grow your existing business, get more sales, get more eyes on your business, whatever it might be, right? Your health and your longevity. Maybe this is something that you've been putting off for a long time, right? You're maybe just a little overweight, or you've got, extra body fat on you that you want to remove, and you want to build a lean aesthetic physique, right? Just be healthy, be able to function a lot better. So maybe health is something that you wanted to pay attention to. Maybe it's buying some sort of property, right? Maybe you wanted to purchase an investment property. Maybe it was overseas, right? Whatever the case may be. It could even be meeting a woman, right? Maybe right now you've got your finances in check and you'd love to meet a woman, right? You want to meet a woman who can provide you with, the traditional values of a relationship where you can have a family, you can have children. So maybe these are some goals that you've been considering, right? But you never have gotten around to achieving them. But now you're in your 30s and you're like, you know what? I actually want to start achieving these certain goals in my life because I know I'm not getting any younger. So look, let me give you what has worked for me, okay? Coming from a guy who's in his mid-30s. Now, at age 34, I'm 36 now, that's when I actually started to, believe it or not, start to achieve my goals, right? And prior to age 34, I was never able to achieve any goals. So I understand exactly now what works, and that's what I'm going to share with you. But look, if you want any of those goals that I've listed, maybe even something else that I haven't listed on there, I want you to think about this, right? Forget any of the goals that I've just mentioned, right? Forget the goals. If you want to achieve any of those goals, what you need to focus on is this. Who do I need to become in order to achieve those goals, right? What sort of character do I need to be to achieve those goals? What sort of traits do I need? So for example, the kind of traits that you would need to achieve the goals, and what has helped me personally, is you need to be disciplined, right? You need to have that mental toughness. You need to have a positive belief system, right? When things are not going your way, you need to keep assuring yourself that you're going to get that goal, you're going to reach that goal. You need to have the self-confidence, right? Because without any confidence, there's no way that you're going to achieve any goals. You're going to just end up giving up. Now, energy, right? You need to have optimal energy when it comes to goals, right? You need to, that's why I say, I relate that back to, your health. You need to make sure that you're functioning at your peak state, right? In order to make sure that your mood's regulated, in order to have the energy to achieve these certain goals and not give up, right? So energy, it has to be optimal. You need to have that positive self-talk where you literally tell yourself, I've got this. I'm going to smash this goal. I'm going to achieve this goal. I deserve this goal. This is for me, right? Positive self-talk. And along with that, just good habits, right? Good daily habits that allow you to be that character, right? These are the main traits that you want to focus on, right? So in other words, what I'm saying is this: forget the goals and focus on building the character, the type of person who can actually achieve those goals, right? Because when you build this character, this man who has all those traits, I'm telling you, those goals that you put in place, you will definitely achieve them 100%. There's no way that you won't achieve them, right? Even when you're faced with adversity, even when problems come your way, right? Roadblocks, obstacles, whatever you want to call them, you're able to overcome them. You're able to think more clearly because you've built yourself into a man, right? A man that's able to handle all these things that might get in the way, right? Because what's going to happen is this: if you're not a man who has those character traits and you set goals, whenever things get a little bit difficult, whenever there's certain obstacles that come your way, you're going to end up, giving up. I'll be honest. You're going to end up giving up and you're never going to achieve those goals. You're never going to be disciplined enough to achieve them. You're going to end up taking the easy way out. So you need to really focus on building a character that's able to achieve those particular goals, right? And that's when you can literally achieve your goals in a shorter time frame, which I'll get into a bit later. But more or less, you need to focus on building the character. Don't focus on the goals. Build that character first, which will then allow you to absolutely smash those goals, right? And you'll be relentless, right? You won't give up. You'll keep going. You'll keep striving. You've got that strong mindset and you can't miss, right? Everything's all in your belief system, your thoughts. So you'll be able to achieve these goals in a shorter amount of time. So the key here is building a character with purpose, right? When you have purpose as a man, when you build that baseline purpose, you end up striving for more out of life, right? And you can relate that with the goals that you might be wanting to achieve, right? So for example, a better career. You want a better career? When you have purpose, you're going to strive for a better paying job, something that you know that you can do for the remaining chapter of your life, right? You want more out of life is what I'm saying. When you have purpose, you don't end up settling for less, right? When it comes to even starting a business, when you have purpose, you know that you're going to strive to achieve more out of that business. You're going to set the standards a lot more higher is what I'm saying, right? Even with relationships, even with your health, whatever it might be. Let's say when it comes to women, okay? I'm just using this as an example, but when you have purpose, when you're striving for more, you don't make her your sole focus. You end up bringing a woman into your life that matches the new version of you, right? You're not going to tolerate any low value women, right? Because you're in your 30s, your weak mind wants to get quite desperate. It tries to convince you that you're running out of time. So you end up just taking the best option possible. And deep down, it might be the best option immediately, but later down the track, you're going to end up paying the consequences, right? So when you are someone that's operating through your higher self, when you've got that purpose, when you've got those character traits, you're not going to entertain low value people into your life, right? Including women, because the wrong woman can destroy your entire life. But look, more or less, when you set the bar high for yourself and you strive for more out of life, right? And you've got those traits, you're only going to welcome those sort of people that are vibing at that energy into your life, right? So your character must align first, okay? Your character must align in order for you to achieve those goals. You need to be someone who has those traits, right? Someone who is deserving of those goals, right? I know that might sound a bit harsh, but at the end of the day, if you want a better career, a better woman, you want to start that business, you want better health, you want to lose fat, you need to make sure that you are that type of character who can achieve those results or those goals, sorry. Otherwise, you're never going to be able to achieve anything. When things get hard, you're going to give up. And when you give up, you're going to start this downward spiral of always consistently never going all in, right? So it starts with you building a character, right? You need to build this character. So forget any goals for now, focus on building the character. Now, how do we build this character, right? What works? So listen, what worked for me is this, right? You need to build a character through a structured daily routine, right? And this daily routine needs to be non-negotiable. This is your personal development routine, okay? So you need to have a system in place and you need to stick to this system. It needs to be structured. But before you even start the routine, the best thing that you need to do, right? And this is by my personal experience, and this is going to help you is remove any distractions out the way, right? Remove any distractions. The path must be clear in order for you to walk it. So before you can even get into the stage of creating that character, you need to actually remove any distractions, right? This is going to be your time where you focus on building yourself, right? And you can achieve very good results in 90 days, in 6 months, right? So I want you to focus on removing any vices from your life, any friends who are no longer serving you, right? Because at the end of the day, you being in your 30s, you can't afford for any distractions to come your way, right? Times, I guess your life's starting, right? Being a man in his 30s. However, you don't want to be wasting unnecessary time, right? Because time is a valuable asset that you can't get back. So you want to be going all in, right? If you want this bad enough, you'll go all in, right? You'll have that burning desire inside where you're wanting to make things change, right? Because you know that what you've done up until now, maybe mistakes you made in your 20s, it's gotten you to where you're at right now, right? And that's fine because you've learned a lot of valuable lessons along the way, but it's more or less about now taking the next chapter serious and going all in, right? So removing those distractions. Now that there's nothing in the way that can affect you, right? Affect that character building process, you focus on building a structured personal development routine from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, right? So it's all about stacking up those daily wins, right? Having those daily habits that allow you to operate through your highest self, okay? So daily habits need to be the right daily habits, right? And this is something that took me up to 6 months to actually work out what works. And personally, what works for me, what works for my clients that I'm helping them with, is being mentally, physically, and spiritually aligned, all right? All three need to be aligned with one another in order for you to tap into your highest self. So the routine would be something like this, okay? Just to give you a rough routine. You'd start your morning by waking up early, right? You need to have an early rise because when you start the morning early, it gives you time to get things done. I want you to think about the morning as your personal development routine hour, okay? This is literally the time for you to get yourself right, get your mind right, get your frequency right so you can set a positive tone for the remaining chapter of the day, right? Or the remaining half of the day. So wake up early, right? You want to start the day with positive mental attitude. So when I say early, you want to be waking up at least anywhere between, ideally, the best wake up time is 5 a.m., right? But if you're someone that wakes up a lot later than that, and you're more than likely someone who does, aim for anywhere between 5 to 6 a.m., all right? So you need to have that early rise at that time in the morning. Everything's quiet, there's no distractions, your phone's not going off, right? It's a perfect time to focus on yourself. Now, after you wake up early, you want to make sure that you do some sort of journaling, right? Journaling, meditating, visualization, right? You want to practice mindfulness, okay? This is going to help you keep your thoughts more grounded. You're going to be in control of your thoughts. You're going to build up more emotional intelligence. You're going to build up more awareness about yourself, okay? You're going to literally be in a position where you're not going to be so fast-paced in your life. You're going to be able to take a step back and just analyze certain things, right? Think before making moves. So making sure that you have journaling in place, meditating, visualization, that should be part of your routine, followed by reading any sort of personal development, self-improvement books, right? Me personally, I read books on stoicism in the morning. There's a book that I'm currently reading and I'm rereading. It's 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class by Steve Siebold. Excellent book, right? Because it gives you sort of things to focus on and how you can apply them in your day. So your morning reading should be more or less personal development books, right? Which is going to help you set the remaining chapter or the remaining half of your day up. Now, after reading those books, you want to go into some sort of exercise, right? Some sort of physical exercise, which is going to get your body moving, right? Which is going to get your mind moving as well. You're not going to be sluggish. So you want to make sure that you get some sort of exercise, right? Ideally, you want to make sure that you get your workout done first thing in the morning, right? So you want to have that mental clarity. For me, personally, when I train, it's for mental clarity. It's for longevity. It's for health. And the byproduct is getting shredded. The byproduct is getting ripped, right? That's that's the byproduct. But more or less, when you respect your body, it's your temple, right? It's what God's given you. So you want to make sure that you understand that by you working out your body, it also works out your mind, right? It's linked with one another. So you want to make sure that you get that workout in. And when it comes to working out, you want to make sure that you're focusing on always enabling, some sort of fat loss in your routine, right? Because you want to make sure that you build an aesthetic physique. That's something that's going to allow you to be more in a position where you're going to be moving a lot better. You're going to be on your toes. You're going to be more sharper. You're going to think a lot better, right? Rather than being someone that's, bulky on a bulk, right? Me personally, being lean, being aesthetic is very achievable for anyone, right? It's a much better look. And not only that, you function a lot more better, right? You've got more endurance having a lean aesthetic physique rather than being some massive guy who has no ability to even, do any cardio or anything like that. So you want to make sure that you're focusing on, certain workouts that allow you to be aesthetically, pleasing, not only to yourself, but also to, others will start respecting you even more, right? When you're someone that's aesthetically pleasing, because it requires a lot of self-discipline. You're controlling what you eat. So making sure that you're not only just exercising, but you're focusing on actually building a lean aesthetic physique, right, at the same time. So exercise is non-negotiable. And look, once you've done this routine, you actually free up more time in your morning, right? So you'll probably have an additional hour before you have to get to work. So this is the hour where, let's say, after the 90 days or after the period where you build this character, right? You build that momentum, because what's going to happen is as you keep following a routine, day by day, you're going to get 1% better, 1% better. Then when it hits 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you're going to notice significant changes. The reason why you won't be able to think about those changes right now is because you're tapped into your lower self, right? You haven't tapped into your higher self. So you don't know what that feels like. And that's what personal development's about. It's about unleashing what you already have inside and tapping into that. So this routine helps tremendously in tapping into your higher self, but you need to build that consistent momentum up, right? You need to get 1% better. You can't expect results in 1 week. You got to keep going. And personally, my clients, they see good results in about 2 to 3 weeks. When it hits roughly the 6-week mark of the coaching, they generally feel, amazing results. This is when they've transcended into that high frequency state. But look, I've made another video on that talking about high frequency and so forth. But more or less, this is about, a routine to build your character, right? So you're going to have more free time after the 90 days. Going back to what I was saying, you can therefore now add certain skills that you want to learn to help you in whatever your goals are, right? You can now achieve these because you've got a routine, you've got structure. Think about it. Any goal that comes your way, or that you set, you're going to be able to achieve it because you're now that right person. You've got the self-discipline, the confidence, the self-love, your self-esteem goes up. You've got positive self-talk. Your belief system is no longer fear. It's now operating through love and abundance, right? So now you're perceiving the world through a different lens. You're able to control your thoughts. So now's a perfect time for you to go and achieve your goals. And I'm telling you, you'll achieve goals a lot more quicker, right? So understand this. With what I'm telling you, right, this routine, even though you might think, well, how's this routine going to help me build this character? I'm telling you right now, by you having a daily routine, a daily system, this is what a lot of men don't have, right? And that's why they're always leaning on vices. That's why they can't reach goals. That's why they kind of half-ass it through life, okay? But we're different. We want more out of life. We want to strive for more. And I want to share with you what works, right? So trust me, if you literally apply yourself with a routine for the next 90 days, I'm telling you, you'll be able to rebuild a new character, and then you can therefore set those goals that you always wanted to set. And you'll not only achieve them, but you'll achieve them in a shorter amount of time, right? So me personally, last year, February 2024, I started my YouTube channel, right? I went all in, I started my YouTube channel. And initially, one of my main goals was to, reach 1,000 subscribers. I thought in 1 year's time, if I could reach 1,000 subscribers, I'll be over the moon, right? I'll be so happy, so grateful. And I literally just kept consistently posting, right? Because I had this routine in place. It allowed me to be self-disciplined. It allowed me to have consistency. So I just kept posting videos, just kept adding as much value, talking about certain things that I've been through. And I just kept doing that while still having that end goal in my mind, right? Let's reach 1,000 subs, and go from there. And to be honest, 2 months ago, I reached 1,000 subs, right? I reached 1,000 subs, and I always wanted to, help others, right? I wanted to do something that was fulfilling in terms of what I wanted to do for the remaining chapter of my life, right? In my 30s. So I wanted to coach others. I want to help others, transform their lives, build their purpose. And I hired a coach when I reached 1,000 subs, right? Because I reached that goal. I reached 1,000 subs. I hired a certain mentor, and he helped me set my coaching up. So my coaching started about 8 weeks ago, right? And I've got multiple clients already, right? I've got clients that are also going to join in a couple of weeks' time. But I've got multiple clients, right? And I'm not saying this to brag, but what I'm saying is I achieved that goal of 1,000 subs. Then my next goal was to get into coaching, right? That was my ultimate purpose. I did that. I achieved that. I also had a goal last year where I wanted to, get to know a woman, right? Being in my 30s, I wanted to get to know a woman that I could spend the next chapter of my life with, but I wasn't going to settle with just any woman, right? Even though I was in my 30s, I wasn't going to act desperate. I wanted to bring a woman into my life who was able to, complement my life, a feminine woman who has traditional values, right? So I ended up meeting that woman last year as well. Okay, that was another goal of mine. So I ended up reaching that goal. Fitness-wise, about, I would say, March, April last year, I started to actually fully transform my physique, right? The physique that you see right now, I was never able to get a good physique. Why? Because the old version of me would always be, setting goals, but I wasn't the right character to achieve those goals. So I'd never be able to get down to low body fat percentage, right? And last year I achieved that goal as well, right? So my health went up, my fitness went up. So different areas of my life started to get better and better and better. And I just thought about it. I'm like, how was I able to go from never achieving any goals to now achieving multiple goals in 1 year? And I'm telling you, it comes down to the character, the person that I built in order to achieve the goals, right? And once you start achieving goals, you can set the bar higher and achieve more and more goals. And I've got, different goals set up now for the next 6 months, for the next 12 months. And I'm always just consistently just reaching those goals. And I know deep down that this routine that I do every single day is going to allow me to maintain my character. And on top of that, I can learn more additional skills to get better in the avenues or the direction that I want to head, right? So at the end of the day, this is what worked for me. This is definitely going to work for you. This is also what's helped my clients currently that I'm coaching. So make sure that you have a structured personal development routine to focus on yourself. And therefore you can then go and tackle those goals that you truly want, right? So look, man, you can definitely make a lot of changes. Just go all in. Okay, remove the distractions, focus on building that character. Don't focus on any goals. Have them on the back of your mind, but more or less focus on building a character, that person who you need to become in order to achieve those goals. So look, man, I just wanted to share my side on goals. So I know this is a huge problem, but I'm telling you, focus on the character, focus internally on yourself, and I'm telling you, you'll absolutely crush your goals. So look, if you need any help with rebuilding your character, if you want to get those results guaranteed in 90 days with the right blueprint, I've got everything structured. It's all done through an application that I custom build for you. This is what I help my clients do. I can do the same for you. We can get those results in 90 days. We literally just keep reaching certain goals every week. I'll be your mentor. It's one-to-one coaching. So I'll help you get there, right? I'll help you get to the end goal, the destination, right? That's what a mentor is there for, right? A coach, someone to help you get those results, someone to push you in the right direction. because obviously by yourself, sometimes we just can't achieve anything because we know kind of what to do, but we just need that extra push. We need someone in our corner, right, to help us get there. And this is what I can do. This is what I help my clients with. And they're loving the coaching that they've invested themselves into, right? Because even though they're very intelligent guys with very well-paying jobs, they weren't able to work on that character, right? And that is the core foundation that you need to work with in order to achieve certain things, achieve more out of life. So look, man, I can help you do this. If you need that help, click the link down below. You can book a free coaching call and we can go from there. But look, if you like this video, if you resonate with what I'm saying, you like this raw, unedited, authentic content, speaking from the heart, hit the subscribe button. It really helps me keep making more valuable content. Also, with comments, please share your comments, right? I read every single comment and I'll respond to every single comment. I'll provide as much advice as I can to help you. But yeah, man, give the video a like. It always helps the algorithm. And look, I'm going to end the video here. Hope you have a blessed and beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.